My name is Dennis Asiedu Ababio, and I lead the team as the CEO of Agro Empire. I'm basically in charge of leadership and strategy at Agro Empire Limited. Agro Empire Limited was founded in 2022, and we've been in operations till now. It's an Agritech company that is exploring opportunities in the snail value chain. So we rear these snails on a commercial basis. From there, we process the meats into a variety of options, some in cans, some in pouches, frozen, canned ones, and then ones which are also dried for local consumption and also for exports. We then also process some of the byproducts like the shell and then the slime. The slime for the cosmetic industry and the shell as calcium content for livestock feed like piggery and then poultry. With the horticulture bits, because we do the processing, we are able to leverage on economies of scale. We produce tomatoes and varieties of peppers, chili, habaneros, etc. on a large scale to augment our processing and also to enhance food security. We also sell to the open markets and some off-takers in our database. With our energy source, we are 100% off the national grid. So we use solar energy. We have 2 power stations on site, which powers our irrigation kits, powers our farmhouses. We use it for everything on site. Secondly, with the way we rear our snails, we have a hatchery and a breeding room, which stimulates the snails to be able to produce all year round. Instead of the traditional method where when it's the dry season, they are not able to produce eggs and all that. We have an automated system which stimulates the snails to produce all year round, thereby becoming very efficient and then effective with using climate smart. And then we also use some IoT devices which simulate our irrigation, like inside our greenhouse like this. We have IoT devices which senses weather and then brings on the sprinklers to water the greens that you see all around here. And then also when it comes to sustainability, if you look at our greenhouses, now they are made of bamboo. Initially we used to use steel, and in Kwahu, if you know Kwahu in Ghana very well, it's a very windy and very cold area. When there are strong winds, the steel used to bend. But then adopting using bamboo to build these greenhouses, we realized that bamboo has a higher tensile strength than steel. And that's how come we started using bamboo for everything, because it is more sustainable. Somewhere in 2021, before and after COVID, I was living in Netherlands. In Amsterdam, I was working with a corporation called Leefy LLC. So I got to understand the power of agriculture over there. Now coming down early 2022, I came across a competition with Cosmos Innovation Center, who were opening applications for youth who wanted to venture into agriculture. So through that, I met other co-founders where we identified a problem in the snail industry, where we realized that Ghana was consuming about 15,000 tons of snails every year, out of which about 13,000 of them were imported. So we saw a huge gap. We went on a market research and realized that most of our snails were coming from La Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, and we asked ourselves how we could mitigate the problem. So that's how come we ventured into this. With the horticulture bit, we realized how peasant farming was the norm, and it was not enough to make our nation be assured of food security. So we wanted to also play our parts in going to commercial horticulture. I never thought of venturing into agri because I was doing fine in other things that I was doing. But then venturing into agri, it's been a worthwhile journey. I've gained hindsight, I've gained mastery in most of the things, creating impacts, earning source of living, creating alternative livelihoods for other people. I don't think I could ever do this while operating in other industries instead of agriculture. I want to say a very big thank you to AGRA. I was very privileged to join AGRA Ghana to the Africa Food Systems Forum in Kigali, Rwanda. During that forum, there were deal rooms, there were some investors around. I happened to pitch to some of these investors, and there was a follow-on with our pitch when we got to Ghana, which has landed us up in a deal. We got about $400,000 US in investments, which it's a safe investment, and we are looking forward to having more of this to be able to scale our impacts. Yeah, so I think after the Kigali experience with the AFSF, I've been to 2 other African countries on the background of meeting some people at the forum where they hosted me. I went to look at their business to learn something from them. And then they're also planning to also come here. So what I mean is I've formed so many collaborations with other young people all over Africa. And it pushes me and the Agro Empire team to be able to push ourselves and then realize that the sky is not the limit. Because, I mean, you realize that in the eastern and the southern parts of Africa, they're also doing very wild things. And if you sit here only in West Africa thinking that, I mean, you are on top of the world, you'll be mistaken. But I think these collaborations have helped to push us, to push ourselves to do our very best in this agriculture industry.